Hello everyone, this is Yogesh and welcome back to the another episode of a Java series. So I think the basics of Java is clear, right? Like how to write if else condition, how to write switch cases, how to write for loop, break and continue statements, variables, data types. So all the basic stuffs are clear till now, I guess, right? So now we are going to start the OOPS concept, that is object oriented programming wala concept, right? So we will go through some what is class, what is object, how to write the code for that, what are the feature of OOPS, so all everything, principle of OOPS, so everything we are going to cover from now onwards, right? So basically officially we have started the OOPS concept, right? So yeah, before starting the OOPS concept, if you're new to our channel, then please subscribe this channel and also press the bell icon so that you will be notified first when we upload our new videos, right? So I guess let's start, right? So like today we are going to start the OOPS concept, right? So before going dive deep into this concept, like I wanted to say is that that is what is OOPS, right? That is you know the full form, that is object oriented programming, right? But basically what is OOPS? So we can say that it is a programming paradigm. Everything revolves around class and objects. So there are two terms, class and objects, right? So like we will go through each and everything. What is class, what is objects, what are the principles, we will go through this. So before starting this thing, let's see the features. Like I want to show you some features of OOPS. So I want to show you some feature of OOPS, right? So the best feature of OOPS is the security. Like it gives a security to your code base and all. Like each and every, like today I will be just mentioning you the properties, but as we will be going far in this series, like we will see some examples. Through that we will able to understand like what this feature really means, right? So through that we will understand. So first of all, it will give a good security to your code. That is, there is a concept of access specifiers. So that thing not explaining you right now, that is public, private and protected concept is there. So we'll explain in some separate videos, right? So the second features which is there in OOPS concept is the code reuse. That is, you can reuse the code. How you can reuse the code? By making multiple objects, by creating multiple objects. So what is object? I think I have not cleared till now, right? I will be explaining what is that, okay? Because currently I am showing you the features. So the next features which is there in the OOPS concept is the data hiding part, right? So there is one more concept, that is data hiding. That is, whatever data which you are declaring or using in your code, you can simply hide those things. You can hide the informations. So that thing also we will see in the upcoming videos. And also software complexity. So basically OOPS concept is majorly used in preparing or developing any software, right? So to reduce the complexity, to reduce the software complexity, generally this OOPS concept is used, right? So basically it reduces the complexity of a software. So yeah, these are the features of the OOPS. So let's start with like what is class and what is object, okay? So let's start with the class, okay? So if I tell you a technical definition of class, so you know that a class is a set of objects, right, which have some common properties. So this was a technical term, but if I want to explain you like what exactly a class is, so we can say that a class is a template. A class is a template, or we can say that a structure, right? And you can also think like it is a user defined data type, like how I will be explaining you. So basically you have seen like we have used integer, boolean, these strings. So like these are the things we have used, right? So for example, you have this kind of thing like int marks, right? You have int marks. So this is your data type, right? This is your data type and this is your variable. Okay, so if you have this variable, right, so this can store only integers, right? Because its data type was int. This variable's data type was int, so it can store only integers. But if I want anything inside that, I can store integers as well as boolean as well as string, everything, right? So for storing each and every types of data types, right, if you want to store each and every type, so for that you have to make some custom things, right? So for that you have to make some custom data type, that is a user defined data type, and that is known as a class, you can say. And for that we have a variable, right? So that variable is known as object in terms of class. Like if you're declaring any class, so for that those variables will be a object. So like inside this object, so basically let me tell you what is exactly an object. So we can say that it is an entity which has some states and behavior. So basically exactly we cannot say that object is a variable. Like objects also have some different components. Like inside object we can store some data, we can store some functions, we can store the data, and a lot of things are there. Okay, so I wanted to show you some real life examples. I want to explain that. So with that, I think both of these things will be clear with you all, right? So let's start with an example. So till now I have only told you about technical terms, right? But let's say an example. So for example, taking example of your school days, right? When you were in school. So for example, you are in class 10, right? You are in class 10 in your school days, right? So in schools, in our earlier days, there we have some sections, right? That is our section 10A. Then we were having some section 10B, we were having some sections 10C, right? We were having a lot of sections. So in every class, in class 1, in class 2, in class 3, each and every section, we were in each and every classes, we were having some sections A, B and C, right? So like this 10 doesn't exist anywhere, but this sections used to exit. Like we have some classroom, and that classroom was 10A, 10B and 10C, like this, but 10 was not anywhere, right? So you can say that this section, that is 10A, 10B and 10C, are objects. So these stuffs are objects, and this is our class. Okay, so the brand is the class, okay, and their byproducts we can say is an object, right? So inside object we can store, I told now, like here I told data and function we can store inside the object. So basically inside the object we have some properties. So we can say like inside a class, that is class 10AB, inside this section AB, right, we have some students, right? In a classroom we have some students, we have some bench, right? We have some chairs. In that room we have windows, right? We have some windows, we have blackboard, right? It can happen that in a class we have 2 blackboards or 1 blackboard. So it can happen that this will vary. There can be some 20 students, there can be some 50 benches, 50 chairs, 2 windows, 1 blackboard. So this information can vary from section to section, right? It can happen section 10A will have different number of students, section C will have different number of chairs, right? But this properties will be same in each and everything. Like all the section will have students, bench, chair, window, blackboard. But am I assuming that these are common in each and every section? But the quantity can vary in each and every section. Like different section can have different number of students, different number of benches, different number of chairs, different number of windows, right? So we can say that in a technical definition of object, I told na ki objects have some states and behavior. So we can say that these stuffs are state. We can say that these stuffs are state. Like if you want to know what is behavior, so like student can walk in the class, student can run in the class, student can study in the class. So those is behavior. Like chair, in chair a student can sit. A blackboard, in blackboard we can write. A window, through window we can see outside, right? So these are some motion behaviors. So those are known as behaviors. Okay, those are known as behavior. So I guess this was a very generic example. So if you want to get one more examples, I can give you an example of a building. So for example, building. So like I told na, class is a template structure. So like we have sections in which the template is same. The template is same, that is student, bench, chair, window, blackboard. Template is same, but quantity is different. it varies from section to section, right? So that's why it also help you to reuse the code. Like we have a same segment of code and we are simply reusing it by creating multiple objects. So let's take an example of a building. So like when a building is created, so before that a map is created, right? A map of that building is created, a template is created. Inside that it is mentioned that in this building we will have some rooms, right? We will have some rooms, we will have kitchen, we will have bathroom, right? And we can have drawing room, a lot of things, sport activities or gym, there can be a lot of things. So we can see that this is my template, okay? This is my template, okay? But now when we are like, a building is not created till now, this is an imaginary thing, that this is a template just, and not nothing. But this template cannot change, right? Because we will have rooms, we will have kitchen, we will have building, we will have drawing room, there can be gymnasium, anything, right? But whenever we are trying to create the things, that is, this is my complex A. We can create some more complex B, complex C. Inside that, like inside different complex, we will have rooms, kitchen, bathroom, drawing room, gym. We will have this states inside each and every complex, but those will varies in numbers. That is, complex A will have 30 number of rooms, complex B will have 50 number of rooms, complex C will have 20 number of rooms. Number of kitchens in complex A will be 20, here will be 10, here will be 5, like those amount will varies, right? So we can say that a building is a class, and different complex which we are preparing, which we are creating, which we are constructing, those are our objects, right? So I guess you are able to understand what is class and object with this beautiful two examples, real life examples. So I guess these examples are clear with you all. And in the next video, we are going to see a very short code, like how to write a code which is related to class and object, right? So if I explain you about the object again, so inside object, we can store data, we can use store functions which have some states and behaviors, right? So I think both of the things are clear in this video. So yeah, that's it. Let's see in another video where we will see the coding part, like how to write class and object wala code. Okay, chalo, sahi hai. So till now I guess you have understood everything. So if you have understood everything, then please like this video. And yeah, that's it. Let's meet in some another video. Tab tak ke liye, bye bye.